news here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The AFP claims that Lumads that were killed in an encounter in Surigao del Sur were members of the CPP-NPA. But the initial investigation of the LGU reveals otherwise. Gemma Vansenia now reports to us live from Surigao del Sur to tell us more. So Gem, what's the latest on the investigation and what do we know so far?
Charles, the fact-finding team of Surigao del Sur province arrived today here in Barangay Diatagon, Lianga to investigate on the alleged massacre that happened last June 15, wherein 3 Lumads were killed. This morning, a dialogue was led by the Provincial Peace and Order Council and participated by government officials, Tribal Council, PNP, and others to tackle the issue. A team from Commission on Human Rights was also present during the meeting. According to Dato Constancio Duha, Municipal Tribal Chieftain of Lianga, the family of the killed Lumads requested for privacy for at least 6 days as they mourn for their lost loved ones before opening their doors for investigation. But Duha said that their initial investigation revealed that 3 Lumads were all civilians. However, Commanding Officer of 3rd Special Forces Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Benedict Harvey Hernal, insisted that the incident was not a massacre but a legitimate operation. In fact, the military disputed the family's claims that the victims were harvesting abaca when the incident occurred. They insisted that there was no abaca farm on the encounter site. Hernale added that it was the rebels who fired at them first, which instigated an encounter that lasted for 10 minutes. This ultimately led to the death of Willie Rodriguez, Lenny Rivas, and her 12-year-old sister. An IED, 1 AK-47, and 2 caliber 45 were recovered on site. Prior to this, soldiers were able to rescue a 15-year-old girl after an encounter in Agusan del Sur last June 14. Hernale said that the incident proved that the New People's Army continues to recruit child combatants. Charles, Surigao del Sur's Provincial Peace and Order Council assures the public that they will conduct an in-depth, unbiased investigation to prove that if there was really a massacre that took place or it was indeed a legitimate military operation. Charles?
Thanks for that, Gem. That was Gemma Vansenia reporting live from Surigao del Sur. The Health Department insists that all LGUs must comply with nationwide protocols imposed by the Interagency Task Force. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire said this after Cebu Governor Gwen Garcia insisted on keeping their own measures for returning residents. Vergeire said the country must have a uniform response against the pandemic, especially in the borders.
There are these discussions and there is this invitation by the province for our experts and the IATF officials to visit their area. And that will be done. And I think everything will be managed by just discussing and meeting with them. Although we need to really comply because there is this directive already from the Office of the President aside from the protocols of IATF. So I guess that is enough already as basis that they should be following this directive.
In an online meeting of the House Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs, Cebu Governor Gwen Garcia insisted that their health protocols are science and data verified based. DOH Region 7 Chief Pathologist Mary Jean Loreche backed Garcia and said that Cebu has intensified its testing capacity for returning OFWs. Instead of just testing returning residents upon arrival, the provincial government also tests OFWs on the 5th day of quarantine. The Labor Department will give away at least 2,000 bicycles for fully vaccinated essential workers next month. The bicycle giveaway will be launched on July 1, and Secretary Silvestre Bello tells Radyo 5's Ted Filon that 1,000 free bikes will be given away to workers in Metro Manila, while the other 1,000 will be distributed to other regions. Workers who have received 2 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine will be entitled to receive a free bike by calling the DOLE hotline or requesting for it online. Those qualified for the Bicicleta program may also redeem their free bicycles at DOLE offices nationwide, where these will be immediately released. Bello clarified, though, that since this is an amelioration program, only low-income workers or those from the informal sector will be qualified.
Incentive para doon sa mga hindi pa nagpapabakuna, starting July 1, kapag nakapag-2 dosage ka na, mabibigyan ka ng bisikleta na may kasamang bus para makatulong sa negosyo mo. Meron kang cellphone at
tsaka load.
bibigyan ka ng load na 5
House Majority Leader Martin Romualdez belies rumors that there's another coup plot brewing in the House leadership. In a press conference, Romualdez denied allegations that his camp was plotting to install him as the new House Speaker, replacing current Speaker Lord Alan Velasco. The lawmaker said there is no truth to these speculations and that he and Velasco are actually working together harmoniously. Romualdez said that once Congress resumes session on July 26 or during the President's SONA, Congress' priority will be to pass pending bills to address the pandemic. Romualdez adds that the lower house also aims to start working on the 2022 national budget.
The reference to about any disruptions in the leadership of the House, there's no truth to that. We adhere to the leadership that has been put in place, and we support the leadership under Speaker Lord Alan Velasco.
Imagine a drone that can fly for 45 minutes, throw life vests, transport defibrillators, and ultimately save a person's life. Drone company Aero Media turns this vision into reality to keep beachgoers safe in Spain's first summer season since the vaccine rollout. Let's get the details on Bloomberg Quick Take.
Tenemos un código 1 de una víctima que fue arrollada por una moto de agua. Activamos foco.
A Spanish company has turned to drones to help keep beachgoers in Spain safe. After receiving an SOS, it locates the person in trouble and flies off to drop life-saving equipment.
Este dron es un dron que, aparte de lo que estáis viendo, que puede lanzar salvavidas, lleva 2 salvavidas que están cautivos, que pueden soltarse. Además, transporta desfibrilador a cualquier punto de la playa donde lo pueda estar demandando cualquier víctima o cualquier otro socorrista que no lo tenga cerca. Llevamos megafonía en él, llevamos una cámara de muy alta, con un zoom muy alto para poder ayudar a tomar decisiones tanto a la parte de emergencias, tanto sanitarias como protección civil y demás.
The drone weighs 17.6 pounds and can travel 5 miles from the beach. Its sensors can avoid obstacles and it can fly for 45 minutes on its batteries. The emergency services crew says it's a big help.
Entre que ellos activan una moto o una Zodiac o demás para salir al agua, si nosotros ya podemos estar dándole el apoyo a la persona, a la víctima que está en el agua, pues que lo veían fundamental. Ya no solo a la hora de lanzar un salvavidas, que evidentemente es fundamental, pero ya que esa misma persona ve que tiene alguien ahí, que sabe que los servicios de emergencia son conscientes de que están en riesgo, de que van a venir, eso va a motivar a que pues la probabilidad es de que al final ese incidente pues no vaya a mayores y tenga un final feliz.
The drone is especially useful during bad weather days at sea, when watching the waters can be difficult for lifeguards and emergency services.
Los días de mala mar es mucho más complicado, que son los días que nosotros podemos tener más de intervenciones. En corrientes de retorno, cuando el usuario, la víctima, está lejos y hay una rompiente muy grande en la orilla, la moto de agua, lo que es la MAIC nuestra, no puede salir al instante. Tiene que esperar la secuencia de olas y el momento para poder garantizar con suma seguridad su entrada al agua y la del socorrista. Entonces se tardaría un poquito más de tiempo. De esta manera el dron llega, suelta el chaleco, la víctima tiene flotabilidad, ya el riesgo se minimiza mucho y podemos acercarnos nosotros con el socorrista y la moto de agua a recogerlo.
Spanish beaches are gearing up for a first summer season since COVID-19 vaccinations started to roll out. The country is a top vacation destination and the tourism industry plays a major role in its economy. But the pandemic has devastated the industry.
80s comedy fantasy film Puto is getting a reboot on the small screen, while RuPaul's all-star Manila Luzon is set to make things exciting for the local drag scene. MJ Marfori with the details.
Herbert Bautista is back on the small screen. He will reprise his iconic character Puto, or Ivanhoe de la Cruz. The 1987 teen fantasy comedy film Puto will now become a TV series on the Kapatid Network. All grown up with a half-duende son in Uno, played by Makoy de Leon. And to make sure that Gen Zs will still like his humor, Biztec might just go K-pop. In fashion, that is.
Kaya ako nagpapapayat, kaya ako gusto maging Korean, ika nga ni MJ. Nagbabucket hat ako para para pasok pa rin sa panahon.
McCoy praised Bistek for being a father-like figure even off camera.
Sabi lagi niya sinasabi sa akin, pag kailangan ka, sabihin mo lang.
Puto will debut on Saturday at 6 p.m. in time for Father's Day weekend.
Well, I guess you've heard.
Meanwhile, Cornerstone Entertainment has just welcomed Philam drag queen Manila Luzon. Manila Luzon wants to put the spotlight on the local drag scene. Fans have long called for a Philippine edition of RuPaul's Drag Race, something Manila Luzon is thrilled about.
So I think that it will bring a lot of attention to the Philippines at a worldwide level. We will have people, tourists, coming to the drag shows. It'll be a stop on their list when they come visit the Philippines. They'll be like, oh, we gotta go visit the beaches. We gotta eat some lechon.
For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 1 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.